Hello everybody, and welcome to my guided tour of my favorite places to build a base. Now, I could say the best places to build a base, but that's pretty subjective. This is the end of the peninsula. Down there you can see where I'm spinning around. And in my opinion, this is the best place for a new player to start the game. And I always recommend for a new player to play a single player offline. You can start out on this peninsula. It's pretty safe. Rarely get anything worse than a dillo out here on the end of this peninsula. There's adequate resources to build a little thatch hut and go through the initial pursuits, such as building cloth clothing, a hatchet, an axe, collecting materials, berries, eating, making a campfire, a sleeping bag, and on the way to getting to level 10. And that can all be done pretty quickly out here, even on single player offline. And that's all done so that I've done an earlier video on that. Right over in that area up on that plateau is an explorer note by a ruin. And that's a good place to start the run for opening explorer notes and getting up to a level in the low 20s as fast as possible. Now from here, I will go to the number 2 spot. Okay, I picked the wrong bed, but it's still pretty close. It's just right over here. Normally that wouldn't be the number 2 spot. I just built my little wooden building there, my little wooden house, so that I would be close to this area. Now, oh, I haven't put a bed down here. That's why I didn't come here. This is my number 2 favorite location. And you will end up, if you do the Explorer Note run, you will end up right over there at a ruin and get the last Explorer Note on this run, which should mean that you're up to somewhere between level 21 and 24. Then, if you want, you can come back over here and build a nice little base underneath the rocks here. It's pretty well protected. This is a little more dangerous than the peninsula because you can get sarcos coming out of the water. Around here, you'll get, of course, you get dillos. You get them everywhere. Over there, you'll get raptors. And if you take a run over to that one Explorer Node box up there, you might even run into a Carno. So it's definitely more dangerous here, but not so much right here immediately in this area. And it's a good place to consolidate yourself. You can build a nice little shack, put a fence around to keep your animals safe. If you tame any, you can get your forge going, your smithy going, a mortar and pestle going, some storage, and get your metal tools, your at least a metal pike. If you hang around long enough, you can get up to around level 30 or 31, which means you can then get a sickle and a sword. The sword causes more damage than the pike, and it only weighs half as much. Now, of course, I'm playing online, so some of the creatures that show up here are not exactly the same as the creatures that show up on single player offline. I think one time I was here earlier, and there was actually a unicorn running around out here. I was very surprised to see that. Anyway, this is my number 2 favorite spot. Great location after you make the initial jump up in levels into the low 20s. Another big advantage is that beaver spawn here, Castaroides. And you see they build these nice little dams. And if you tame a Triceratops, you can come over and safely raid these dams for cementing paste and wood. And run back over to your base, of course. And hello, everyone. Well, here I am back on the single player. And I've just tamed up my first animal, a trike. I have decided to play off here and build my base after gaining my initial levels. Now let's see. There we go. I already built the saddle. Now I'm going to walk him over here, or her. Don't know for sure what he or she is. Collect up a few berries here along the way. And this is one alternative that it's possible to do after gaining those initial 20-some levels. Of course, this is one of the things that I really don't like about taming dinos. And that is the fact that all of them have terrible stamina. The mammals are much better for stamina. But I wanted to try for one specific reason, which I'll show you shortly. So here's my little base. Nothing fancy. Nothing can get in here and attack me, so just thatch foundations is fine. Got a bed. Of course, a forge, a smithy. Mortar and pestle, and one storage. I just built a simple wooden wall in the back with a door opening. I really should put a door in there, but generally speaking, nothing can come through here. Oh, yes. Need to put you on passive and stop following me. Let's see. Well, we got some berries. Some narco berries. and I was able to craft up a bunch of narcotics and get narc arrows to be able to tame him. And one of the things that I also did, since I was able to get my metal going, as you can see, I'm now level 26, which gave me the ability to get a pike and, of course, the hatchet and the pick. And once I got the pike, over there in the pursuits, one of the pursuits is to hunt dillos. And I went around and killed, I think I have to kill 3, or maybe it's 5, whichever. But once you do that, the reward that you get is this. You get an Ascendant Bow. Now, I really like the Ascendant Bow, and although I could do a crossbow, I like the Ascendant Bow because it's just as strong as a crossbow, and I can load it much faster. Load and shoot much faster than using the crossbow. And that's what I used to shoot the trank arrows into the Triceratops to get it tamed. Stash it in there. Okay, now since I didn't put a bed there, I'm going to have to run back across the water to my little house so I can fast travel to the next location.